Hi, my name is Ilma, and today I've been posting Christian blogs 12 straight years every day. Today I'd like to share Genesis 34 verses 1 to 7. Here's the word of God. Now Dinah, the daughter of Leah, whom she had borne to Jacob, went out to see the women of the land. And when Shechem, the son of Hamor the Hivite, the prince of the land, saw her, he seized her and lay with her and humiliated her. And his soul was drawn to Dinah, the daughter of Jacob. He loved the young woman and spoke tenderly to her. So Shechem spoke to his father Hamor, saying, "Get me this girl for my wife." Now Jacob heard that he had defiled his daughter Dinah, but his sons were with his livestock in the field. So Jacob held his peace until they came. And Hamor, the father of Shechem, went out to Jacob to speak with him. Sons of Jacob had come in from the field as soon as they heard of it, and the men were indignant and very angry, because he had done an outrageous thing in Israel by lying with Jacob's daughter. For such a thing must not be done. Genesis 34 verses 1 to 7. Here's the poem I wrote inspired by those verses. Shechem Defiles Dinah. When Dinah, Jacob's daughter by Leah, went to see the women, she was seized and defiled by Shechem, Hamor's son, the prince of the Hivite. But later on, Shechem's lust turned into love and wanted Dinah to be his wife. But Dinah's brothers were outraged by this act of defilement to their sister. Here's my essay. This chapter in Genesis is very disturbing. It's a very disturbing account of abuse of power and out of control desires. According to Matthew Henry's account, Dinah was the only daughter of Jacob. One can imagine growing up with all these boys around her because she had no sisters growing up. She was probably curious what it was like to be around women, so she left their house to explore. According to some commentaries, she probably was not just curious to meet the women, but also the men. The fact that she was seized by Shechem and raped was indicative that she was walking alone, unescorted by any of her brothers. Shechem was the son of a prince of that land, and we see the abuse of power manifested in him when he decided to grab the woman he wanted. We clearly witnessed the abuse of that status that he held. He didn't care who she was, he just wanted her and took her. Jacob's silence at the news of his only daughter's predicament is quite surprising and unsettling. Reflection. Why do you think Jacob didn't react to the news of Dinah's defilement? It says in verse, what is in verse 5, it says, "Now Jacob heard that he had defiled his daughter Dinah, but his sons were with his livestock in the field, so Jacob held his peace until they came." It seems to me like he didn't want to react angrily as soon as he heard the news. But in the later part of this chapter, which I will probably study the next couple of days, in here we see that he was holding his peace. He was choosing not to be emotionally dysregulated, if we may call it today. But his sons were indignant and very angry. That was the description in verse 7. So they were more angry than their father. I do not like to jump to any conclusions, but I think that Jacob didn't react because he was probably he knows his daughter, and probably he knew that Dinah escaped from the house just to go and find out what she's curious about. So but also I was thinking that because Jacob, you know, like there is not much, I would say, from the sketch, the character of Jacob at the time that since he was born, he was very quiet. He was a tent dweller compared to his brother Esau, who was a hunter. So he is not into aggression. So I'm thinking that that's one of the reasons why he didn't show so much negative, angry reactions at the thought that his daughter was defiled. But if you think about it, if you are a parent and you hear that your child has been molested, I think that anger is the right reaction, and we will discover the rest of the um, of the things that was explained here by Moses, what happens later. But we see that there was this like in psychology now, you would say that there was a neglect from the point of Jacob, that he did not even, it seems like he didn't even care, or it could be a dismissive thing, or it could be an avoidant thing, just to make peace with where they are, because they're living in the Hivite, land of the Hivites, and so he probably didn't want to stir conflict with the prince of the land. So I encourage you to reflect on this verse, because we can learn so much on this verse. We can learn about Dinah's character. We could learn about Shechem's character, Hamor's character, Jacob's character, and the sons of Jacob's character. So check my website. Thanks for watching, and I hope you check my website at ILMA'S.com for artworks, photographs, and a copy of this blog. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel on YouTube, because I've done over 3,000 videos. You can check those out by just typing on Google or YouTube search ILMA'S Poem Devotional. Have a wonderful day.